Hello, everyone, and welcome to the final Dead by Daylight video that I will ever make. This is unfortunately a decision I did not really want to make, but as time goes on, I realize that it is all in vain. Um, I try not to be an over-exaggerative person, but today, all we're going to be doing is kind of wrapping everything up in a nice little present for you guys. I'm gonna do a small rework on Blight, and by small I mean pretty massive. I've written down on my notepad a couple things a couple months ago, and I'm just kind of gonna be explaining where this channel is gonna go on. I apologize that I don't have any gameplay. You know what? I might as well just let's just boot up something real quick. This is gonna be quite an unedited video. Let's boot up. Let's boot up Genshin. Why not? All right. So I'm kind of just gonna go over my thoughts and why I am so severely disappointed in behavior and why this game lost all of its charm that it once had for me anyway, and for a lot of players probably. The main thing, I guess I'll have to do it like this. My apologies. I guess the main thing we're gonna talk about is MMR. MMR is unfortunately, as I talked in a couple videos prior to this one, it's a very unfortunate decision by the developing team. If you didn't know, it used to be a rank system. It was based off of your rank, your grade, which is now called that way. And because of this, they absolutely flatlined everything. I apologize for the noise you hear in the background. I'm simply setting up my controller because I otherwise cannot change anything. So yeah, unfortunately, they changed it, and this is how it is now. And because of that, I'm just checking because it did something. Okay, my mic still works. Cool. Oh, okay. Alright. My audio does not work. Anyway, besides the point. This is kind of just an ode to Dead by Daylight. It was a game that was my absolute favorite for many years. What the fuck? For many years. And because of that, it's I'm very sad that I have to do this. I'm very very sad. But I have uninstalled Dead by Daylight, which I know means not much to a lot of you guys because you end up installing it again. But I have made a firm decision, especially with the making of this video, that I am never going to touch this game again unless extremely severe changes are made. Extremely severe. This game is going in such a gradual decline that it is not even funny anymore. It never was funny, but now it's just depressing to see. So, let's go to the directly explaining why it's all going downhill. This is probably going to be a slightly longer video. The introduction of MMR makes everything 10 times worse. And I'm going to explain in a sense that, like, in a way that makes sense. Basically, what MMR does in most competitive video games is it makes it so you're matched against equal opponents, which, in a setting such as this one, It's no, in a setting such as this one, I mean Apex Legends, Valorant, CS:GO, etc. It makes sense. What doesn't make sense is why MMR would be in this game. This game is in no way designed to be a competitive game. And because of that, what you are going to have and what has been going on is flatlining. And I know a lot of people, and some people, not a lot of people, but some people say that they have a variety of matches. And I seriously urge those people to go ahead and record their games, or not even that. I urge those people to kindly go and explain what variety to them is. Is variety to them getting shit teammates? Because I'm gonna get into that as well. In the MMR system, the only thing that is tracked, unfortunately, is whether you escape or not as survivor and whether you get kills or how many kills you get in a match. Because of this, players have obviously started to adapt. And because of that, they have been sweating their fucking balls off. And why has this been happening? It's really not a mystery. It's because there's a win condition. And it is because it is now ingrained into the player's mind. Which is why I think this game is forever doomed. I think genuinely this game is forever doomed. Because no matter what you change, even if you revert it to the old rank system, it's going to take so long for the players to adapt and become normal again. AKA not sweat in a non-sweating game. That it's just, like, it's gonna take so long. And they're not gonna... I'm sorry, I'm struggling to speak, but it's just very heartbreaking, honestly. And it's very sad because this is... Sorry, this was my favorite game. And seeing it go down this path is no short of a fucking disappointment and very heartbreaking. Getting into the MMR talk a bit more. I don't understand why they changed it. Why? For what reason? Nobody, I don't think anyone told them to change the matchmaking system. If anything, they could have improved a bit more on the rank system, but that is it. That is really it. Oops. So yeah, I don't know, guys. I don't know what to tell you, honestly. I'm severely disappointed. And this MMR system has single-handedly ran this game into the ground. And because of this, I get into another talk of why the rank system was such a good thing for the game. It provided something we like to call variety. And in a non-competitive setting, variety is extremely important. And by variety, I mean you're not always gonna get players that are the same skill as you. Or players that sweat their balls off. Which is extremely important to keep a game's longevity. And I don't think no matter how many licenses they add, I don't think they're ever gonna come back from this. And even if their player numbers stay, the community is going to be degraded to players that have a maximum of maybe 500, 700 hours. Or people that are simply hopeful that things are going to change. Which are sad people. Not that they're sad human beings, but it's sad to see them in such a state. Getting into this talk a bit more, because this is kind of my final message to Dead by Daylight. I don't want anything from them anymore. However the game goes, I don't really care. To be honest, I really couldn't care less. The only thing I kind of care for is that the people that play the game, if they see that they're not having fun, just stop playing the game. There's no point. If you think that things are hopeless, stop playing the game. I had a period of time of a single day, which is not long, definitely, in which I said, you know what? I'm not gonna play this game anymore. And because of that, they introduced, believe it or not, I pressed the wrong button. Believe it or not, they introduced a fucking uninstall survey. I know, it's fucking ridiculous. An uninstall survey. And it is a very long survey that you can fill out. And guess what? I was very passionate. I gave them solutions. Now, obviously they cannot instantly do something, but I'm gonna say they don't fucking care. They do not fucking care. They are satisfied with what they have because they have no competition. They have absolutely no competition whatsoever. Do you want to know why some games do so much in such little time? Do you understand why Path of Exile is so passionate as a developing team? I don't know if it's changed, maybe it has, but it is because they understand there is competition and they are passionate about their game. And they understand that the more players they bring into their game, the more fun they can bring onto the table. And because of that, the more budget they have, and because of that, they can bring more things into the game. And because Dead by Daylight has absolutely no competition on their field, what happens is they don't fucking care. They just do what the fuck they want, and they just do not give a shit. And it is fucking sad. It is absolutely saddening. They do not have any drive. They do not have any passion. All they do is release a skin, release a battle pass, charge you $15 for a fucking skin, charge you $10 for a fucking skin. This has to stop. Am I gonna dedicate a whole video just to this? No, I don't fucking care anymore. I care for this game deep down. I understand, however, that it's the end of the road. At least for me. I have no drive to play this game anymore. I am just passionate in this conversation, unfortunately, because it's sad to let go of something that you've held on dear to your dear self for 3 years almost. And it is saddening, but it must happen. And because of this, I'm going to explain why the rank system was so good for the video game. The rank system had a pip system, and the pip system was based off of your performance in the match. I think those lines are single-handedly the most important ones. I really think they are. Because it shows their mentality. However well you performed is what you were going to get. Did you do well in that match? You did? Good job. Pip. Did you do exceptionally well? Good job. Double pip. And there was a risk of de-pipping because then it was a rank system. I I think a lot of people forget that this game system is so fucking flawed to its core, and they kind of just base it off of what is meta and what characters are quote unquote busted or not. The only character that's busted is Nurse. There's no other character that's busted. So I'm as I said, I don't understand why they changed it. I really don't. And if they want to see this game in a healthy spot, this has to change, but let's just forget about that. Fuck that. They've been told that countless times that they don't change it, so they don't care. What is the worst thing collectively about the MMR system? It's the win condition. As I said, no matter how you perform in a match, if you die, you lose. MMR. As Survivor, it feels horrible. As Killer, it doesn't really feel that bad, because if you lost, right? But it is also in that where there is a fucking flaw, and that is, it doesn't count in how well you performed. You can have 8 or 9 hooks with 1 kill, and it is going to be much more impressive that you kept up that much pressure and also played fair than if you fucking tunneled someone at 5 gens with a fucking 4 gen build as Nurse or Blight with eerie add-ons and then went on to fucking slug for the 4K. Can you fucking tell me what takes more skill? I'm very sorry, but it's so fucking annoying. Like, it is so fucking infuriating. And I need to start slowly shutting down my engagement with that fucking discussion, because every single time I go into that discussion, I get extremely fucking annoyed. Extremely annoyed. And you want to know who went up in MMR? The fucking Blight. Why? Because he sweated his ass off. And that is where we get into the win condition. Why the hell is that the win condition? Why? Who the hell told you that was a good win condition? For a fucking non-competitive video game. Even then, it's a shit MMR system. Why? Why do you have it in the game? How are you that incompetent as a fucking development team that you do that? And think you're gonna get away with it, thinking your game is gonna fucking survive. Maybe it is gonna survive, but it's just gonna have casual players. If that's what you want, people to have no fucking sense of wanting to know more about this game, go for it, bro. Go for it. Dig your own grave, bro. Dig your own fucking grave. Jesus fucking Christ. I'm not even gonna say I'm sorry. What a disappointment of a fucking developing team. What a disappointment. Every single time they released a PTB, there was an issue that they shouldn't have even brought up to the fucking table. They waited 2 years. They were working quote unquote 2 years for the Twins update. Even delayed it further just to put out the shittiest fucking update that could have been done much better by a Twins main. Not even a Twins main, a random Twins player, bro. Who the hell in their development team thinks that's okay? How the fuck do you get that through PR? I don't even know if it's called PR, but how do you let that get through your team and publish it onto a public test build? I understand. Not all things are meant to be perfect in the public test build, but you have to understand that what the fuck they put out on the table on the PTB is what they thought was okay. Where is their mentality? Where is their thinking? Every single PTB, they revert something, bro. How can you never get anything right, bro? Ever. Except the Billy change, which you nerfed for no reason! No reason 4 years ago! You can't even give them praise for that, bro. They nerfed something that shouldn't have been nerfed. Billy's base kit back in the day was okay. The only thing that was a slight issue was the insta-saw and the cooldown add-ons. And what do? You fucking butcher the character. And then you expect us to give you an applause. Sure, people were happy, but then they realized, what the fuck did you do 4 years ago? How mental are you, bro? And you can say, hey, that was 4 years ago. What have they done to Blight? What have they done to Blight? Nurse is still overpowered. That was a year ago. Blight was literally 3 weeks ago. What are they doing? What is this game? What is this development team, bro? How do you let that slide? Who the fuck complains about hug ticking? Why do you think hug ticking is the big issue? Why do you think collision is the big issue? It's the map's collision that's the issue, not his collision detection. You fucking idiot. If you took your time out of your day to ask a single fucking main, you would understand not to go through that. And what do? You fucking don't listen to anyone. You don't listen to your fucking fog whispers, who you promote so kindly. They only suck your fucking dick off, and when they don't, you rid them of the fucking fog whisper. And you can't get rid of, oh, it's because you're gonna get backlash for it. You fucking pieces of shit. Jesus fucking Christ, what a fucking disappointment of a... Oh my god, bro. Oh my... My point is, I have never met a more incompetent developing team in my entire life. Ever. And for an asymmetrical game, it is hard to balance those things, because you have to take into account that it's not supposed to be try hard. It's not supposed to be super boring, super powerful. It's not supposed to promote any bad playstyles, etc. I understand that. But holy hell, reach out to your community! That is the biggest fucking problem in this video game. Apart from the MMR. Nobody asks you for an MMR, you add an MMR. People don't tell you, hey. People tell you, don't do that, that's bad. Or people complain about the MMR. What do? You shove them under the rug and spit on their face. What the fuck is wrong with you, man? And if you say, yeah, they don't do that, well, fine. But they don't listen at all. That's an even bigger issue. If they just said, hey guys, we feel like this is a better change, so we're gonna go through with it. First of all, don't fucking ask your community then. Maybe they've never done that, but if you're gonna do that in the future, don't fucking ask your community for anything. And second of all, they're extremely disconnected. This is one of the most disconnected fucking developing teams I've seen in my entire life. Disconnection, no care, no passion, no fucking anything for anything. Absolute fucking disaster patches from time to time, releasing maps that are more and more survivor-sided, then saying, guys, we want to tune the map, the game is still being unoptimized, releasing a new engine, the game still being unoptimized, this shit. It is such a fucking disappointment of a fucking video game. It is such a disappointment of a video game, of a development team, of anything and everything. I surely wish you the fucking worst. I fucking wish you the worst. Not in life, but with your game. I wish you the worst. If this is how you are going to act to your community, if this is how you're going to treat your community, if this is how you're going to listen to your community, aka listen, quote unquote listen, if this is how you're going to put out patches, if this is how you're going to put out public test builds, if this is how you're going to run your game, fuck off. Fuck off. You can have your little Joe with 7 hours be happy with the game. Oh my god, it's Nemesis from Resident Evil. Proceeds to uninstall the video game after 10 more hours. You can have that. I don't fucking care. We're now gonna move on to... I went over it in a previous video, but since it's a node, not even a node, I'll fuck you to death by daylight at this point. Skill expression is being removed very drastically, very gradually, in increments that I do not like seeing. Are they gonna keep doing it? Probably. Who cares? I don't fucking care anymore. Moving on. We're gonna move on to the blight changes. This is my final thing before closing this off. Alright, so the rework I had in mind for Blight is that by base, he has almost the old Blighted Rat. Each consecutive rush increases rush speed by 3%. A token now takes 2.5 seconds to recharge, with the max amount taking 12.5 seconds. We're going to move on to the add-ons. The Blighted Rat increased the speed gained on each consecutive rush by an additional 2%, making it 5%. Blighted Crow increases the speed gained on each consecutive rush by an additional 3%. Perfect change in my opinion. Alchemist Ring, I didn't have too big of a change about this. I feel like it's okay. It's a bit boring, but it's okay. Increases the duration of your rush by 15% on each consecutive rush. The Eerie add-ons I've changed. You can tinker with them however you want in the comments. I don't mind. Compound 33. Anytime you down a survivor with a lethal rush, see the aura of all survivors in a 32-meter range of you for 10 seconds. This counters... this does not counter distortion in any way. It is not ultimate weapon, so if you have distortion, you're safe. With your background player, that... You know what? With your background player, whatever you want to do. Iridescent Blight Tag. After achieving 4 lethal rush hits, a global sound is emitted, and you become blighted, allowing you to rush infinitely until you down a survivor. Going into cooldown by any means puts you on a recharge of tokens, which takes 5 seconds. I am aware this might be unhealthy. If it is, make sure to, if you want to, tinker with it in the comments. I don't mind, and I don't care, frankly. These were my changes. The Blight Tag was probably the most meh one that I changed, but kind of gives you an idea of what the fuck you could have done with this killer, but, oh, even the base kit changes would have been nice with the change to Blighted Rat and Blighted Crow, but that is it. As I calm down a little bit, I wish this game the best. I don't want to end it on a sour note. I don't really hate this game. I hate the development team, sorry. I hate behavior with all my guts. I hate what they've done to this game. My passion for this game has completely dipped, and my love for this game has completely died out. It could be seen, because I never played this game basically anymore. So, yeah. Hope you guys are ready for the new content. And Arlecchino Father Guide is going to be coming out soon with her pretty self. So prepare for that, hopefully. And now I'm just going to chill. I'm going to have a little fun. And you all have an amazing day. I love you all. And yeah, I'll see you all later. Bye-bye.